Hi, welcome to this recording of the third session in our adventures in medieval Tales from Europe's The Relic of Lindisfarne. In this episode, as always, Milo the peasant will be played by Brad, Odo the warrior will be played by Lyndon, and Samuel the priest will be played by Leon. When we last left our party, they found themselves at the Abbey of Lindisfarne, having dropped off the relic. They were then tasked by Father Coleman, standing in for the prior, to go and investigate the old ruins once more to find definitive proof that Rhys Stevenson was the heretic that they claimed he was. We pick up our adventure again just after an important discovery has been made of the old ruins.
What? It's sort of a love letter, is that what you're saying?
Well, that's one interpretation of love.
I see. Brother Edfrith, surely there's someone at the Abbey that can finish translating this document of, clear, suggestive nature.
I imagine there will be. I can think of a couple of the brothers who would be interested in translating such a document.
In private.
As they walk in the light, I'm sure they will.
We should probably proceed back to the Abbey with this information.
Indeed. There is a man's life on the edge right now.
I would hope that at least one of the three of us would point out to him the obvious logic that there being hidden a letter addressed to Rhys in this building is enough to suggest that yes, this is his place, and also by virtue of the fact that this is his place, the statue is probably his statue as well. I would think at least one of us would point out that logic.
If not right this moment, on the walk back.
Yes. I would imagine that would be right. Yes. Well, we should get back. Perhaps I could have a quick... No, I must not look at it. Does it go into much detail? Not that... No.
Can Milo act it out?
Odo is scouting out the door.
I am unsure. No. I do not wish to know. It is fine.
Brother Edfrith, what is your familiarity with satanic rituals of the Celtic races?
Oh!
Are you qualified to read this letter, young man? Are you driven by perhaps an unholy desire?
Oh!
Are you walking in the light, young man? Are you walking in the light?
I'm gonna pull out my knife.
I'm
kidding.
Yes, I'm walking in light. I'm walking in light. I'm walking in light.
Amen to that.
Well, yes, we should get back so that we may find out what the contents of the letter says. Yes. So, you guys head from the head down. Is there anything else you want to do while you're there?
We've looked for doors in other rooms, haven't we?
You have in the past. There is nothing else in there. This tower is just it's just a single kind of room. This is all that's sort of left standing from this tower. The bottom, this was the top floor before the roof. Access to the roof is now gone, and the bottom floors are no longer really accessible. This one, Rhys has tarted up for his blasphemous chapel / love nest. The other thing that Milo was able to determine was that the words, when they were talking about their tryst, the words bear rug were also mentioned in the letter.
Oh, he regrets touching it.
Let's wash those hands, shall we? Let's wash those hands.
So as he leaves, Brother Edfrith does go, I'm still very I'm unsure whether we should not be giving a Christian burial to him, or is it because Father Samuel that he was a heathen that we are not doing so?
I think, my lad, I may need to look here to the Holy Scriptures and read of the cleansing fires that purge evil from the world, cleansing the surface of our holy land, gift from our Godfather, from the evil that infests it. I think you know the scripture I mean. I think you know this. I don't even know what the role for that is. It's the
You're reading from the Holy Scriptures.
I am doing my read the Holy Scriptures.
So,
I might be misquoting, but it is for my purpose.
So there are you have 4 different options that you can take as one of your powers when reading from the Holy Scriptures. And we should probably have a quick look at those so you can decide which one you want to, because
all right, we are focusing on the admonishment of sinners.
So that would be the one that you would have, and then you wouldn't be able to get a different effect until you get to the 8th level. But what this basically does is it allows you to put the fear of God into somebody by admonishing them from the Bible. You could try awakening the conscience, which is that's about getting people to change the way they decide about something, influencing them that way. Comfort the suffering is basically healing, so it's priestly healing. And then plant the seed of doubt is that's to stop somebody from taking a train of action. So you've got to choose one of those at this point.
I might be planting the seed of doubt.
Planting the seed of doubt. So that is your.
I want to Edfrith. I need to turn his opinion. I need to put a little seed of doubt in.
That would be. So, in the presence of a believer who shares the belief of the votary, seems to have taken definitive decisions, the religious can quote the passages which speak of impulsiveness, encouraging the believer to reflect more on their action. So that one's stopping them from taking an action. Maybe you're looking at awakening the consciousness. Yeah. All right. So I will transfer that to you as an ability. Awaken the consciousness. So you read the Holy Scriptures. You make a charisma check. Oh no, you don't. Sorry, no. You read from your book of Holy Scriptures, and by spending 1 minute, you have the ability to. So you roll a percentile dice to see if you manage to do this.
Percentile.
Yeah, percentile dice. Wow. With a 2. No, that's good. Anything 25% chance. So that 2 was perfect. So that is a successful use of your quoting from the Holy Scriptures. And once per day, you can read the Scriptures a number of times a day equal to your wisdom modifier. So you've got a few more times in you. But on this particular occasion, you have changed his mind. And Brother Edfrith goes, well, you are far more learned, and that was a particularly wise and deep part of the Scriptures that you... I've never been that much into Ecclesiastes, but it's a powerful It's a powerful gospel, is it not?
Once you get under the skin of it, there is so much meaning.
Yes, yeah. Oh, you're right. I thought you were going to go with St. Paul's letters to the Ephesians, but
That's
no.
the first thought everyone has. But no. Back to the ecclesiasticals.
Oh, all right then. Yes, you. It's very wise indeed. So,
Hey guys, it's time to gather stones together.
Yeah.
So you make your way. You make your way to. What do we want? You make your way down, and you're making your way through the farmlands when you find yourself on a path, and just ahead of you, you see these three youths, I suppose, young rural types. And as soon as you get close to them, they start sort of whistling and catcalling at you and going, "Oh, look at the priest. Oh, look at the two of you there with your boyfriend. Oh, off to go and fill your bellies while we all starve."
Can I go and join them?
So you're gonna walk over to join them?
No, I walk over to them though. Like, I think I would take the lead and be like, I know how to deal with these kind of people. with your permission, Father, of course.
Of course, Milo. Go ahead.
Yeah, and
Odo's just going to sneak around the other side at the same time, so he's kind of in front.
Idris, I think it's a very good time for us to appreciate the miracles of nature we are surrounded by, and let the chaps take care of this situation.
So there's a dark-haired guy who's sort of I suppose the ringleader. He's the closest one, and as you come over, he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, I tell you what, make a notoriety check for me just to see if he recognizes Knifey Milo." So your notoriety is 8%. So roll us a percentile dice.
Okay. 6.
He goes, "Wait a minute. Are you Knifey Milo?"
I'm the aficionado of croutons, I am.
"I've heard about you. There at Bethany's Inn, in your crouton talk and your flashing blades. What are you hanging around with these type for, Knifey Milo?"
We're trying to get to the bottom of some kind of mystery. Wells and bad folks and scary ladies.
"Bad folks and scary ladies. Why are you helping out these two lovebirds?"
They got good bread.
And he goes, bread, oh, good bread, while the rest of us basically have stones wrapped in wheat, eh? So,
could I hold out some bread? Like, almost
And
as a
Odo's
gift?
going to lean over to that half-collapsed wall and pick up one of the stones. Just as if to indicate they are being offered a choice.
okay. Well, then make a persuasion check at advantage because Odo's helping you with stone versus bread comparison.
Okay. Cool. What is it, Wanganui? The bread or the stone?
That was
Yes.
good to be an advantage.
Wow.
And he walks up to you and he goes, "I'll have that bread. Have you got bread for my friends?"
Well, there's a whole big hill of bread. You can feed all of yous.
"I'm a big fellow. My friends, William and Diggory, they're even bigger."
Well, If you ain't had enough bread, how'd you get so big, genius?
Are you trying to pick a fight with me, Knifey Milo?
I'm trying to give you bread.
And what about my friends? Or are you too good to give bread to the poor?
Or let them eat cake. No, I'm kidding. So, I can only give what I can give.
And he beckons you over. He beckons you towards him.
Yeah, I'll go. I've noticed that, you know, my reputation precedes me. I'm confident with these folks.
And he leans in and he sort of says to you, Knifey Milo, it's now 4 of us and 3 of them. 2 of them of priests and the big blonde chap. We could easily rumble them, take all of their bread.
I heard that he done killed a man.
Who done killed a man?
Now point at Odo and say, I ain't seen it, but I heard about it.
It was just tossing a reasonably large rock, just feeling the weight so it lifts off his hand.
Go on, make an intimidation check then.
Me or Odo?
Make it at advantage because Odo is being... Well, either one. Which one of you wants to do it? You can
I'm
make it at
happy to.
advantage. All right.
Yeah, I think we're both.
I'm the one being intimidating, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both sort of doing it together, but it's his
Yeah.
actions and my words.
All right.
Oof. It's a 4.
Drops the rock.
And he goes, as Odo's tossing the rock, he's just trying a little bit hard to be intimidating, and he throws it, and he misses it, and it falls on his foot. And you, all 3 of these sort of rural toughs sort of go, killed a man. Come on. He doesn't look like he could even kill a roast goose.
Okay, yeah. At them doing that, can I try and, on the sly, pull out my knife? Because I can feel this going sideways.
Make
I
a sleight of hand check then. Yeah?
Yeah, I don't want to get it out and be like, I've got a knife. But it just,
Right.
yeah, more like I want to have it on me.
Okay. Nope.
Nope.
Oh, I'll just check their passive perception, actually.
Yeah, so that's an 8.
Yeah. And he goes, the guy that you've been talking to goes, oh, so you've got yourself a knife. And he sort of goes like this, and the guy behind him passes him a pitchfork, and he goes, I see your knife, Milo, and I raise you this.
Oh, Pitchy Steve.
Pitchy Tim, Milo. So we're armed. I got this. William's got his hammer. We could do them any time. You just say the word.
I'm going to be brave and turn away, like turn my head away from them to look back to Father Samuel for guidance, like silently.
Father Samuel is making his way up to meddle in all of this business. Young men. Young men. Good day to you. May you all walk in the light. May the Lord shine upon you. Now, what seems to be the issue here? We're on the Lord's business today. We're doing work for the Abbey. I suggest you get back to your fields and carry on with your days. What is the problem here?
You see, your fatherness,
Hmm.
Milo and I, and William and Diggory, we were going to rob you for your bread.
Oh, boys. No, look, that's just not the path the Lord has set in front of you. I would suggest first you ask for some bread. Chaps, we can supply these young lads the bread we have. We're on our way back to the Abbey. We shouldn't need it between here and there. I'll hand over my loaf, and I'll look pointedly behind me at Father Edrith and give him the stink eye. Give him the Māori mother eye.
he
Odo's
goes.
got bread. He's just going to kind of come in. Yeah. He's got bread out. Also.
So the big bald guy with the sort of mallet behind comes and sort of tentatively takes the bread from you, and Pitchfork Tim hands the other bread from Samuel over, and he goes, "Well, this is successful, isn't it? What else have you got?"
We have nothing of any value whatsoever. We are on the Lord's work.
Is the tower that we're coming from, like, is that nearby? Like, would people know of its whereabouts?
Yeah, they would, absolutely. Everybody on the island knows of the tower, and it's still visible in the distance. You could certainly point at it or whatever.
Would my companions stop me from pointing at it and saying, "There's a valuable bearskin rug in that tower over there you could sell"?
If you said it, it would already be out of your mouth.
The door's open.
If you got the impression I was going to suggest they go to the tower for any reason, like, would you stop me from doing that?
At this point, I think, purging the evil from the earth, however it happens, whosever hands performs the Lord's work is the Lord's way.
Okay, yeah. In that case, yeah, Milo would do that. Gesture towards the thing and say, "We've seen some valuables in there that don't belong to anyone. If you wanted to make some coin."
Well, knifey Milo, I can see why these grasping priests might have said no. We don't want to touch it. We want to get our superiors back, but it's kind of you to let us by and let us in on that information. Very well, knifey Milo. And as he walks past, he sort of shoulder checks you hard, and William does the same to Odo and Samuel as they move through.
Bless you, boys. Bless you. Bless you straight to the dark places.
I really thought there was going to be some bloodshed there.
And as they pass...
Lucky we had all that bread.
As they pass Brother Edfrith, William just pushes him hard on his ass so that he falls flat on the ground.
I will scamper back to help him, because he's useless.
Odo's going to scamper back and do the actual physical of helping.
Thanks, Odo.
And they make their way on the basis that everybody now, well, that they are aware of knifey Milo's reputation. That they're not going to mess with him. So about another half an hour later, you guys make your way back to the Abbey, where you're let into the Abbey again by Father Ethelwald, and Brother Edfrith says, wait here, I will go and tell Father Coleman of what I've heard. And he comes back to see you, and says Father Coleman will receive you in his private chambers. Follow me. And
probably wants to read the letter, doesn't he?
And he leads you up there, and Father Coleman beckons you inside. I have dismissed that Falkbridge fellow. He is in the refectory eating. I cannot bear his wittering any longer. You have been to the tower?
We have, Father.
Brother Edfrith says that you have pertinent information.
Well, thanks to my man Milo here, we have managed to translate this document that we found in a hidden hidden compartment in the room. And no doubt Edfrith has updated you on all of the other unholy items that we uncovered.
Yes.
But this letter is most troubling. It suggests a practice of a obscene and demonic nature, and directly names Mr. Rhys.
Well then,
Milo,
al-
hand it over, man. Hand it over.
I'm just wiping wiping my mouth with it. No, I pass it. Pass it to him.
Father Coleman sort of takes it like he's taking something that's been infected, and he sort of opens it up, and he starts reading, and his face goes quite red, and he just hunches over a little bit, and then he sort of looks up and goes, I will need a moment.
He's got a stiffy.
I what?
Oh, you weren't meant to hear that.
I beg this. Oh, the betrayal. Oh, Edfrith, summon Stevenson here immediately. This cannot wait for the prior. And he turns to the three of you, and you can see him sort of smoothing down his cassock again. And he looks at you and he goes, yes, I'm most I'm most grateful to you for this proof. It seems as though Falkbridge was right. This man is a blasphemer, a terrible role model, and a very poor shepherd for his flock. If anyone has been called upon to be a river for his people, it is not this man. It is not. The man... You will say nothing. I will pronounce my verdict shortly. In the meantime, please allow yourself the hospitality of the refectory. You may stay here until the prior is able to officially sign for receipt of the documents in the morning. And just speak to me one more time of what it was that you saw from the bell tower. Perhaps you are more capable than I thought.
Oh, Father, you recall on our original journey to the Abbey, we did see the markings of great ships upon the beach, and to do a little bit of investigation at that point to detect that those boats had left. Well, those same boats we saw again from the bell tower, and they were definitely heading along the coastline, as we discussed. I do have some concern for Christian lives across the country should those boats land once again, because there was definitely damage done and possibly lives lost when they last touched the land.
Who of you is the sharpest of all of vision?
Let me check my stat sheet.
Your what?
+2 perception for me.
Got 3. Yeah.
Between Odo and Sam, it would be myself, my lord, or Odo.
Would one of you, perhaps the large chap, do me the privilege of ascending the tower once more and looking to see if you could see the boats, the ships, the vessels again?
There's a little sort of sigh as he has given another job to do, and Odo nods with otherwise perfect precision and wanders off.
All right. Well, make a perception check for me once you're up there.
Okay.
Yeah, while he's climbing up,
Where
I mutter like, "Oh, he's so good at climbing, he is."
Lord has blessed him
Oh.
with the arms of
while you are up there at the top of the tower, and you're looking out, and a seagull flies straight into the side of your head. It's the same
off the tower.
temple. It's the same temple that Samuel
Oh.
clocked before, and you just spend your time sort of thrashing around, and you don't really notice anything. You guys
Are
hear
you
a
right
sort
up
of-
there, Odo?
You hear a terrible squawking coming from up there.
Perhaps I should go up and have a look and just check everything's
Just someone
all right.
just walking out the bottom of the well at the stairwell with sort of little feathers floating around. I think someone else should have a look.
Perhaps I'll go and have a look. Odo, why don't you sit down? You know, at least to fall down if you're already sitting down. A bit
Look
worried
out for the
about
seagulls.
So you go up, and there is a stunned-looking seagull sort of sitting on the floor of the bell tower, doing that sort of thing that.
I might say a little prayer for that seagull. I'm gonna say a little prayer for you. And once I've given him a little prayer, I'm gonna get my peepers going.
All right, make a perception check.
Oh,
Just as you're looking out, the seagull leaps into the air, and sort of there's a moment where you and a disorientated seabird are in this small bell tower together, and by the time you've recovered, you've noticed nothing.
I'm just gonna come down this elevator, down the ladder again, and go. Oh well, I think I've restored life to that seagull that that hit the tower earlier. Odo, you'll be pleased to know we saw it flying off.
Milo, just as he comes down, can I get you to make a perception check for me as well? So
Yeah.
you're not up in the tower, but this is for something else.
Yep.
Yeah.
14.
Samuel has a poop on his shoulder that he hasn't noticed yet. It's just sort of slightly over the back, but you notice it as he comes down.
Yeah, I just giggle and keep it to myself.
And,
Milo, I see you laughing there. I don't like it. Get yourself up there and have a look around.
Oh, just thinking of that fella, Pitchy Tim. I turn back to as I'm walking towards the stairwell to start climbing up. Just turn back to the priest who we're trying to do the simple thing for him of just look out. I just turn back and go, honestly, they're more capable than they seem. Just go up to the top.
Make another perception check for me.
Oh my god, 9.
So you're up there looking, you're looking, and you hear this ah, and this now very angry seagull just comes swooping past. It is making sort of runs at anybody in the tower at the moment.
I get my knife out. I'm going to fight the seagull.
All right, roll to hit.
What do I roll to hit?
Mate, so if you go to your character sheet, and on in the inventory, if you move to the far left, the little knife picture will turn into a dice. Click on that.
Perfect. Attack.
And then, Yep, you hit. Roll for damage.
Nice.
And with that, as you come down, you time it perfectly. This thing's coming down, and you just lash out, and there is an explosion of feathers. And when you pull your knife back, there is this sort of dead seagull on the end of it. I'll give you 25 experience points for that.
Do you assign the experience, or can I?
I do.
Oh, you did. Yep.
Yeah, I did. Yep. So you've got your experience points for that.
Hey fellas, I'm leveling up with seagulls up here. Come grind with me.
You can.
Has
You
anyone
can
got some more bread?
You can have another look now if you like.
Yep.
Now that the
Unhindered by gulls.
unhindered by
Wow.
guns.
Where there's one gull.
12.
Yep, that is enough for you to be able to see. On the distance, it does appear as if it is angling further into shore, not immediately where you guys are, but the boat seems to, you're seeing more of it or something. It's still a long way off, but it does seem to be angling more in your direction.
Okay. But yeah, so it appears to be getting closer. I would yell that
Yeah.
information down the stairwell.
At which case, Father Coleman goes, what did he say? Because he's still sort of looking at the letter, you notice.
He declares, Father, that there are the boats. He can see the boats, and they. What was that, Milo? They appear to be turning towards the shore, Father.
Either they're coming closer or they're getting bigger.
He believes they're coming towards the shore, Father.
I'll get you to make a persuasion check at advantage just to see if you can convince him. Yes. He goes, well, given how thoroughly you searched, all three of you went up there. One can only say that perhaps your guess is accurate. Then, and he calls out, Edfrith! And Edfrith comes back. Yes, Father Coleman. And he says, go to the Dovecote and either dispatch the tame seagull or one of the pigeons to Prior Aidan on land. See if you can find the seagull first.
What have I done?
But if the seagull cannot be found,
so much faster with the seagull.
Then thank you very much for your assistance. The refectory is yours. You may stay here the night or be put up in the village. The choice is yours. I will require you, however, in the next small period of time when Stevenson is brought before me. But in the meantime, eat, relax.
Thank you, Father.
Don't forget to bring in his associate, Pitchy Tim.
And so, Milo, you're up in the bell tower, and of course you have you've got a bit of blood and feathers on you, and the seagull is on the end of your knife. What are you going to do about that situation?
Well, I'm torn as to whether I want to just try and shake it off my knife and like off the bell tower, or if I want to like
natural causes.
Pocket it to like cook and eat later.
Your call. You could make a nature check to see whether seagulls are good eating or not.
No, I think
because you're a city peasant. You're not, you don't spend a lot of time eating the
I'll
seagull.
roll nature.
Yeah,
19.
They're not great eating, but you do know the people that have eaten them in a pinch.
It's like the chicken of the sea.
Sure.
More like the beef of the sky.
Sky beef. Yeah, I ordered that. I'll pocket it.
All right. So, led by Brother Edfrith, you guys come down and you're led to the refectory. I've given you all 2% extra notoriety as a result of your mission to the tower and to your successful confrontation with Pitchy Tim, William, and Diggory in the field. And you have about an hour before Rhys Stevenson is supposed to be summoned back. So yeah, you eat. Is there anything else you want to do while you're there?
Is there a healer at the abbey?
Yes, there is.
I just thought I might get Odo's head looked at. He's had a couple of bumps on it now.
So that,
Repeated donks on the noggin.
yeah, so there, I just have to work out how this would work. So yes, there will be one of them who has the comfort, the suffering. So you find a fellow, brother Talbot, who is the who is, I suppose, the surgeon here, and he looks at Odo and he says, "So then I can't treat him, but he will have to remain here while I preach to him about the healing balm of the Lord and how it washes over upon you. Are you have you let Jesus into your life, my friend?"
Yes, I have, Father.
"Ah, well then, I will. I will read to you from the Holy Scriptures." And he starts to read to you from the Bible. Let's just see how he goes on his check. Read the Scriptures. It's boring. It's terrible. And nothing really good comes of it, apart from the fact that that's probably 5 minutes out of your life that you won't get back again. It's poorly read, Samuel. You've heard people do better, and he's chosen Revelations, which is quite it's stressful and dark, and you're not quite sure about the healing powers of talking about the breaking of this fifth seal, but that was what he went for.
Break some seagulls.
And it's not that great.
So Odo nods politely and says, "Thank you, Father. I feel much better now."
You certainly feel spiritually uplifted, but physically he's done nothing for you. Also, while you are dining, there is a bit of a kerfuffle where several of the priests get up, and there's you hear some crying and some running, and then they come in, and somebody sort of sticks his head in and goes, Has anybody seen the seagull? Has anybody seen Mr. Sardines? No. Oh. And they carry on. But other than that, nothing particularly happens during that hour. But you are fed. It's simple fare, but good, and you feel a lot better, but not healed by any means yet. After that time, you are after an hour, Brother Edfrith comes back up and sort of beckons you and leads you back into the chapter room where they're all sitting on their ornate chairs, and you notice still the prior's chair is empty, and you can see Rhys Stevenson is there. He's by himself, and he's sort of looking around, and Theobald Falkbridge is also there. And Father Coleman brings you in and says, "Now we are all here, I may pronounce my judgment upon you, Rhys Stevenson." And Stevenson sort of looks at him and goes, "What have I done? I've been nothing but a great caretaker of the village. I have done nothing but protect the people here of the village and enforce the will of the Lord."
And killed a seagull, didn't you? I don't. That's just for me. Milo has enough sense to not interrupt.
And Father Coleman goes, "Your blasphemous letter. Is this your handwriting, Stevenson?" And he sort of holds it up, and as you can see it, Stevenson's face goes white. And he No, that is not my writing. It was no, it was not my writing. I did nothing of the sort. And Father Coleman looks at him and goes, "Several of the fathers here have looked at this blasphemous letter," and you notice some of them wriggling uncomfortably and looking a little bit embarrassed. "Its content is disturbing." And he goes, "No, it was not me." And then you notice that the reliquary is sitting down in front of the sacristan, and he says, "Swear upon the holy bones of Saint Cuthbert that this is not your writing." And Stevenson sort of goes and stops, and he goes, and he hangs his head, and he goes, "I cannot so swear, Father Coleman." And Father Coleman looks at him and goes, "You and I have known each other for some time, Rhys Stevenson, and because of this, I shall show you mercy. But you and your family shall not govern this island anymore. From now, you shall take down your banners wherever they find themselves about the island. You shall no longer have authority or speak on behalf of the Abbey. This man, this wronged man," and he points at Falkbridge, "shall once again be our governor and representative. Remove your tat, and you and your men be gone."
And get into well.
And Father Coleman looks at you and goes, "I beg your pardon?"
Sorry, I got excited. As you were, your lordly holiness.
And Stevenson sort of leaves, looking thunderously over his shoulder at you, Milo, especially. And Theobald Falkbridge sort of falls upon all of you, shaking your hands. "Thank you very much. You have saved my family name from ruin. I shall go immediately and see that this justice is done. Father Coleman, your holiness, your reverend majesty. Yes, thank you." And he sort of leaves with a great deal of obsequious bowing and scraping. And Father Coleman turns to you and says, "Oh, you have done the Abbey a great turn. Thank you, gentlemen. We have dispatched a pigeon to Prior Aidan because Mr. Sardines, our seagull, was not able to be found."
It's weird.
He's normally right just here, isn't he? Normally.
You could say he's still with us in a way.
Always be with us. You're right, Milo. You're right.
And so please take the comfort of the Abbey until the prior returns, unless you have some pressing things to do in the village.
Bless you, Father. Some rest and comfort in the sacred space of the Abbey sounds like a blessing. Thank you for your hospitality.
All right. And so they all start to sort of file out of the room. You guys basically have, the day and the evening to yourself. During that time, Odo could take a short rest if you like. Short rests are 8 hours, so they're the length of a normal rest. If you wanted to get back your lost hit point.
Feeling like 88% health or whatever it is.
Yeah. So, if you just click the short rest button, then I think it will let you. Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be.
Yeah. do that, look after his kit, and wait for something to happen.
All right. Actually, how long is a long? Oh no, a long rest is 2 days. But you guys have a pleasant night. There's still a lot of worry about Mr. Sardines, and there's still people going out looking for him, and a lot of people. And then you guys hear the talk starts to become a bit dark. That perhaps the people that you spotted in the boats managed to kidnap him, or that he has been slain, and there's some quite dark talk about the judgment of the Lord being visited upon those who have done ill to Mr. Sardines.
And anyone who brings it up with me, I roll it all up with and I will keep Mr. Sardines in my prayers.
That classic diversion tactic.
So, that brings us to the end of day 2 on the island.
That's where we leave tonight's adventure, with a Viking longship on the horizon, Theobald Falkbridge back in charge of the village, and our heroes on the cusp of completing their adventures with the Relic of Lindisfarne. One more to come.